but it's okay. It's not about me. This is good.
So come back here, do you have to have your mask on?
I do, unfortunately. Even if we're,
Okay.
more than 6 feet apart,
Okay.
the safety precautions have changed,
Okay.
and we now do still have to keep our masks on.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, if it were just me in the room, of course I could, take it off. But if we were outside,
Mm-hmm.
but the airflow's not, ideal enough in here for us to remove.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Makes it more natural.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So first, I wanted to ask you, what's your name, your title here,
Mhm.
and also how long have you been here?
Okay, so my name is Cindy Reyes Pabon, and I serve as the Director of Clinical Education for the Communication Sciences and Disorders program. And I've been here since 2005, so it's been 15 years that I've served as the clinic director, and I also teach some classes in our department.
Now, looked up, it said that the speech center has been here since 2011. Is that correct, or
We've been in this building since 2011, since
but it's been here for a long time.
exactly back in the 70s. It was late 70s when our graduate program was first created, and that's what led to the clinic, because the clinic serves as a training ground for our graduate students
Mm-hmm.
that are studying speech language pathology. So at that point, which going on 50 years now, we started the clinic and served the community, the campus community, the Edinboro, Erie communities at large, in delivering speech therapy to both children and adults who have communication challenges.
Okay. One second. Could you pause that?
Oh, sorry.
No problem. So, where have you seen this program since? How has this program changed since where you started to where it is now? Where you've seen
Yeah.
15 years, that's over a decade. So,
Right, that's a great question. When I started, the graduate program was smaller than it is now. So we had about 12 to 15 students each year. And we also have the undergraduate program as well that kind of feeds the grad program. So at the time when I started, I was the first clinic director that had an actual position as clinic director. Prior to that, faculty were just serving to direct the clinic as part of their teaching load. So in 2005 is when actually it also corresponded with us becoming our own department. So we had been part of the communications department prior to this. So we became our own department, and it was time to have one person who was dedicated to the role of clinic director. And so what happened was when I came on, we had primarily been seeing children for therapy. And I had some experience in the fields working in hospitals and rehab settings and nursing homes. So I had an interest in building our adult population as well. So once I came on, I started bringing in some adult clients and advertising with our local providers that we have this service. So that began happening, where we started to get some adult clients in 2005. And then over the next probably 5 years, we built our adult caseload to the point where we had almost half of our clients were adults and half were pediatrics. And then, so that's how kind of the clinic has changed a little bit. We've, the populations we've served has changed over time. But then along with that, our graduate program has grown quite a bit. So we've more than doubled in size since I started back in 2005. And the current cohort that we just admitted this fall, 2020, has 26 students in the cohort. So we've grown quite a bit. And as the profession has changed and grown, so have we. Our profession is pretty broad, and we have a very broad scope of practice, so that we are training our students to deliver clinical services to, children as young as newborns, and some of our colleagues in the field specialize in working with children who are hospitalized at birth in the NICU, the neonatal intensive care unit, and then all the way through end of life, so that it's just a really broad age range. And then in addition to that, we work with patients who have problems swallowing, which is something people don't usually know that we do, but that is part of our scope of practice. Someone who develops Parkinson's disease and is losing their ability to speak intelligibly and be understood by their communication partners. So as the profession has grown, so has the clinic and the services we provide.
If you had to give the program a mission statement, what would it be? Also, I forgot to tell you, whenever I ask a question, could you rephrase it for me and then answer?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
No problem.
Thank you.
So if you had to give the program a mission statement, what would it be?
It's a great question. So if I had to give our program, kind of a state what our mission is, what would that be? I would say that, well, first of all, we do have a formal mission statement, for our program, but just from my perspective and thinking about the clinical program and the clinical aspect of how we prepare students, I'd say that our mission is to prepare competent clinicians who are other focused and who can partner with an individual to change their communication. And I think, over time we've let go of the medical model and have moved to this more of a biopsychosocial model of practice, where we recognize that our clients are the drivers of their own change, and we are just guides and partners, in that change. So that's an important piece of our philosophy and our clinical program that all of our clinic instructors, subscribe to as well.
How many people, if you had to give it like a percentage or ratio, how many people do you think in this region know about the opportunity of the speech and hearing clinic here at Edinboro, even the students as well?
Yeah, that's a great question. So how many people do I think, know about us? What percentage of the region population in the region knows that Leader Speech and Hearing Center is here and available? I'd say probably maybe 20%. It's definitely lower than 50. I think that those who have a connection with the university have a higher awareness about the fact that first of all, that there is a speech language pathology program at the university, and that part of the program involves seeing clients here at the clinic. So I think that if you know about speech language pathology, you're likely to think about us, and the fact that to train our students, we need to see clients to help students develop their clinical competence.
Where does the disconnect come from? You feel like?
So where does the disconnect come from? Well, I think it's partially that we haven't really purposefully kind of advertised and kind of put out into the community what we're doing, and some of that is to protect client privacy, but I think that just is something we haven't really had probably the manpower to do, but also just we're kind of really busy seeing clients and doing what we do, and sometimes we forget to show what we do. And so we're that's something that has changed over time, in that over the past 2 years especially, we've been increasing our social media presence, and also we've been focusing on advocacy. Advocacy for our clients, for the profession, advocacy for our own students, and just for them to be able to get experiences and be, involved in the community in ways that connect with our program. So, for example, we became involved with the Little Free Library, and so I think anytime that our students can be out in the community, partnering with those community partners, it increases our visibility and people's awareness that we're here.
What do you feel